Hey everybody, welcome to the Vinyl channel. I'm That Vinyl Guy Boz. I just finished lunch. Hopefully I'm not showing anything. So it was pretty good. I had some soup and had some chicken nuggets. So there you go. If you're wondering what I eat, there you are. So this video is going to be 10 popular songs that are turning 40 years old this year. So that means that they were released at some point in 1984. Now, I was a teenager in 1984. I graduated high school in '83, so '84 was, I was still in that frame of mind, as a teenager. So very big into popular music at that time. So these songs, of course, I know by heart. Let's go ahead and get to. I picked out 10 7/8 singles here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on these. So I have some cheat sheets here so I can read along and tell you a little bit about these songs. But the first one here I have is, it's going to be Prince and the Revolution. And there you go. It's actually a Purple 45. But this here is Purple Rain. So it was released, the single was released September of 1984. Of course, from the album of the same name. It reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. So a very awesome song by Prince, and there you are. So next we're going to show you here is Queen. This here is I Want to Break Free. So let me get out my, let's see, I Want to Break Free. Recorded in 1983, released April of 1984 from the album The Works. Only reached number 45 on the US Hot 100. However, it did reach number 3 in the UK. Not surprising, Queen is a British band, so it's not surprising that a Queen single is going to chart higher there than in the US, but there you are. This here is Queen, I Want to Break Free. Okay, and who can forget the ever popular movie Footloose? And of course, we have Kenny Loggins performing the title song from that soundtrack, which was released. The single was released January 1984, and this reached number 1. It was a number 1 single on the U.S. Hot 100. So, very popular song. And I not only had this at the time on vinyl back then, I also had it on cassette. I had it in my car. It was typically the cassette I played driving down the road, so I had it turned up full blast. But great movie, great soundtrack, and of course, great single. Okay, moving on to number 4, we have some Bruce Springsteen. This here is Born in the USA. It's interesting, this has a price tag up here. I'm going to kind of get it focused on that if you can see that. But that price tag is from TG&Y. Who remembers TG&Y, the 5 and dime stores? I remember TG&Y. There was one right down the road from us. So yeah, very awesome song by Bruce Springsteen. The single was released October of 1984, again from the album of the same name, and it reached number 9 on the US Hot 100. Alright, next we're going to move on from a single from my favorite Cars album. This is from Heartbeat City. That's the album that this is from. This is You Might Think by the Cars, and this peaked at number 7 on the US Hot 100. Alright, so moving to the second half, the last 5 here. So this here is going to be Steve Perry, Oh Sherrie. So of course Steve Perry being the lead singer, or now the former lead singer from the very popular band Journey. Let's see, it was his release from Street Talk, which was Steve Perry's debut solo album. And this single was released in March of 1984, and it peaked at number 3 on the US Hot 100. Let me turn it around and show you that. So very cool. But there you are. That is Oh Sherrie. Alright, next we have some Foreigner. I'm a huge fan of Foreigner, probably in my top 5 favorite bands of all time. I really like Foreigner a lot. So I was very surprised when I was looking up information regarding the single for this video. So first of all, this is I Want to Know What Love Is. Okay, this is from the album, this is from Foreigner's 5th studio album, Agent Provocateur. The single was released December of 1984. So what was very interesting to me was this was Foreigner's only number 1 charting single and the US Hot 100. I can't believe that this is the only song of all the songs, including Jukebox Hero and what is the other one? Double Vision, and all these other songs that they have, Hot Blooded, and that is great songs that they released, and none of them hit #1. And this is their first and only #1 hit in the US on the Hot 100. I also believe it's the only #1 hit in the UK as well. So, but I'm turning it over. This here is released on the stylized 45 RPM label. There is also one on the red Atlantic label as well, but this was on the stylized label, which is very cool. So there you are. This here is again Foreigner. I Want to Know What Love Is. All right, so moving on to #8, we have some Scorpions here. That's right. This is Rock You Like a Hurricane from the album Love It for Sting. The single was released in February of 1984. Amazing song. So very popular on AOR radio at the time. It reached #25 on the US Hot 100. So there you are. Let me go ahead and introduce the next one. What do you want to do with your life? So if you were around back then watching MTV, you could not escape seeing that video with Twisted Sister and We're Not Going to Take It Anymore, and the father giving the speeches to his son. You know, Twisted Sister's pin on your uniform, that kind of stuff. It's an amazing video. It's probably one of my favorite videos of all time. So probably yours too if you were, grew up around that time. But this here is #9 on my list. By the way, these are not in any particular order, but this is #9 on my list. This here is Twisted Sister, We're Not Gonna Take It Anymore, off of the album Stay Hungry. The single itself was released April of 1984, and this charted #21. I can't believe only #21 in the US Hot 100. But it did chart #2 in New Zealand. So as people in New Zealand know what they're talking about, right? But there you are, and this is a great song, a great single. All right, last but not least, I mean, we're talking about songs released in 1984. Of course, we have to talk about Van Halen and their iconic album named 1984. And we're going to go ahead and talk about this single here. This single here is Hot for Teacher. Okay, great song. And the single itself was released on October of 1984, of course, and it is the fourth and final single off of the 1984 album. Surprisingly, this only charted #56 on the Hot 100, so this is the highest charting single in this entire set of 10 singles that I'm showing you. But it's a great video as well. So, but there you are. That is Van Halen, Hot for Teacher. All right, and that's 10 singles from 1984 that are celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. So I do want to thank you for joining me today. If you have not subscribed to my channel, now is a great time. Go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. But I want to thank everybody again for being here, and I see you all next time.